What's up, party people? Today I'm going to teach you how to change your TRX4M transmission plate. So grab your tools and let's get right into it. So what you want to do is you want to take your TRX4M and flip her over. Then you want to take the chassis off. So there's going to be a clip here and a clip here. Pull back and you'll be able to remove the body off the chassis. So take your body, get that out of the way. Alright, now that we got that done, we are going to first remove this. In my opinion, it will make it easier to maneuver around. So I'll set that off to the side after pulling that back. Now, we don't need to mess with this, but you do need to mess with this. Yours will be connected, so you're going to want to remove it. It'll be in that plug right there, so pull it, push it back. And I lied. Take this out, unplug everything on here, and set it off to the side like that. So now what you're wanting to do is grab your 1.5 millimeter screwdriver, and you want to remove your battery tray. There's going to be 2 screws to do that, one right there and one right there. So let's go ahead and do that. You will be removing a lot of hardware, so go grab your mom or your wife's favorite Tupperware so you can start organizing it. Or if you have this fancy mat like I do, you can use that too. I'll link the mat I am using in the description down below, along with the part that we are installing today. So now that we have those bolts out, what you're wanting to do is it'll pull up like this, and then take your index finger and your thumb, put it on opposite sides and twist, and it'll come out. Now what you want to do is you want to remove your transmission. So to do that, all of the bolts we'll be using will be a 1.5 millimeter screwdriver. The set I'm using is from Endura, and I love this set. So we're going to be removing the 4 bolts. There's 2 right here, one right there, one right there. There's 2 on this side, one right there and one right there. So go ahead and remove those 4 bolts. Set those off to the side. I will be reusing the same hardware. Like almost every RC part, you do get brand new hardware, but there is nothing wrong with mine, so I'm just going to reuse it. And now I'll do this side. So the reason why I am changing my transmission plate is actually not because of upgrades, it's because I stripped the inside plastic threads. So now that we got that removed, we can go ahead and pull up on the transmission, removing it, and set that off to the side. Now we'll reveal our transmission plate. So now we're going to want to go to the side of the RC to remove it. So there's going to be, let's see, 5 bolts, 2 right here and 3 up here. So you can go ahead and remove these bottom 2 or the top 3. There is no specific order you have to do this in. I'm going to go ahead and start with the bottom 2. There's that first bolt. I'll set it over there away, and I'll remove this one next. These 2 are the ones that stripped on me. And now I will go ahead and remove these 3 up here. They are the same size, these top ones, as the bottoms, so you can mix them together. If you want to keep them separated, just to make it easier on you, I recommend it. I would also recommend getting an electric screwdriver if you're going to continue doing a bunch of upgrades on these RCs, because as you can see, these are big bolts. I do plan on getting one, but not right now. So now we'll remove this tiny one right here. And I'll be setting that right there. And now we can go ahead and remove the 5 bolts on this side. Even though the top and bottom bolts are the same sizes, I will not be I will not be putting them together with the other side. I will be keeping them separated. Now we can do these 2. There we go. And now we can remove this. And I just realized you can take your wheels off first. That would be a good step to start with, because those are what we're going to need. We're going to need to remove them to get to the part we are taking off. Oh, wait, never mind. Don't listen to me. I'm stupid. Tricked myself, thought we were doing links. We are doing a plate. So now that we gotten this far, you can see that the links have started moving out. So we can just pull those out just like that. And now we have our plate and it's free. So now what we can do is it's locked in there, so we can take our fingers and pry the frame and push down with our thumbs. And now you have your transmission bracket out. Bracket, plate, whatever you want to call it. All right, so now you have your RC looking like this. So let's get the new plate. And all right, I grabbed the new plate. So now we can move this out of the way just to open this. And like I said, it comes with new hardware, but there is nothing wrong with mine, so I'm just gonna reuse it. And be careful when using tools for the wrong purpose. You don't wanna break them. But here we go. Here's our new transmission plate. It's brass, and I think it weighs 66 grams. So now we can bring this back in and we can go ahead and install it. So same thing that we did with our plastic one, just pry and push up with our fingers to get it on there in the frame rails. The frame rails are indented, so it will hold this. So now that we've gotten that done, I'm gonna go ahead and install the 2 smaller ones, screws. And those are gonna go right here, so we can push this up and land it up, and you'll see that right here and right there have visible holes, so we can go ahead and screw this in. Now, since this is a brass plate, it is gonna be tough to screw into as you're stretching the threads with the screw for a tight fit. And I'm gonna have to worry about that. That just stripped. Be very careful when you guys are using bolts and stuff. They do strip easily. So when you're tightening, do not forcefully keep it going. Just when you feel it start to have some resistance, stop. So like here, there's some resistance and I'll stop. Because yeah, it'll do what this one did and strip. But that is a problem for later, if I ever change this plate. So now what we're gonna do is we'll flip it over, and you have 4 links right here on each side. So these top 2 will go into these top holes, and these bottom 2 will go in these bottom holes right here. So I will always do the bottom first, as it's easier. So once we have it lined up, we can fit a screw in, give it a couple of twists, and we can do the same for the other side. Thread it through and give it a couple twists to catch the threads, and then we'll do the same for the rear. We got one side there, so we'll force it in, give it a couple of twists. Same on this side. It's okay if it fights you. That's the art of the RC world. And sometimes you gotta flip it over to make sure that the hand that's dominant or most comfortable can twist it. And if it doesn't want to twist, just take your tool to it. Because now that we're here, we can go ahead and tighten it down. And then we'll do the other side. And like I said, snug. Once you feel some resistance, back off to remove your screwdriver. You don't want to risk stripping. So now that we got that in, we can do these top ones. And they'll just fit in. If they have issues going in like this, it's the inner ball joint, just twist it. And it should do that and go right in. And I said I was going to keep them separate, but I realized I'm using different sets of screws. Which is alright, they're all the same size if you're reusing stock, and even in some cases, the hardware they give you, they're all different. That one doesn't want to go in. There we go. I just like to get them started, and then I'll do I'll tighten them down, all of them, so I'm not constantly picking the screwdriver up and down, unless there's an issue like that one where it wouldn't go in. And if it fights you too, you can move the link up and down. So kind of wiggle it and put the screw in and push it. So I'll do this side. And always remember, it is frustrating, but if it was easy, that means everybody would be doing it. Best piece of advice I've ever heard. There you go. We'll do the same for this side. Like this one's fighting me. So I'm gonna have to find the threads. Oh, there we go. Wait. No, I did have it though. Or do I have it? I do have it. All right, so we can go ahead and tighten down. Ooh, that squeaking sucks. So I'm gonna try and talk over it. So I'm forcing it, yes, but that's because I'm creating and stretching threads. So that's as tight as I want to get it. That's as tight as I feel comfortable getting it. But normally on a lot of RC parts from on brands like Enduras and stuff, more than likely they won't be this tough. I never had them this tough from those companies. This is a different brand. I've never heard of them before, and I honestly don't remember their name. And it just stripped that screw right there. Fun. So we'll tighten this last one, and I'm not going to continue that one because it started to strip. So it will honestly be fine too. So I do recommend using the new hardware. It's built for this. And these ones look like they're tougher too. So I recommend using the new hardware. I'm not, because I was lazy and now I'm paying the prices for it. So now we can move on to installing our transmission. So what we're gonna wanna do is line up our drive shafts. I always hate this part. There we go. So now then we can put our rear drive shaft on. There we go. And there we go. Now it just slid right into place. So then we can use our 4 screws to put them back in. Have I learned my lesson? No. I'm going to continue using the same old hardware. All right. If your holes don't line up, it's only 1 screw, twist it, the transmission, and you should be able to get the screw hole. Being a mechanic, it taught me to do opposites on certain parts. So now that's a habit, and that's why I'm doing it this way. But it doesn't matter what order you put your screws back in. Last transmission screw. Hey, don't go nowhere. All right, let's get this last one in. Hopefully. My hand's starting to cramp. Alright, so now we can put our battery tray back in. To put this back in, take this notch right here, put it inside at an angle, then take that other notch, put it in, twist down, pull up, push down, and it'll slide right into place. And then we can put our 2 screws back in. And last one. All right, now that we've done that, we can start plugging everything back in. So your motor wire will go into this one, your battery obviously in that one, your servo in this one. So I'll go ahead and do that. And then your lights in these back two. And then to put your battery strap back on, you can put it at an angle like this and then push and twist down in a circle motion with your thumb. And then you know how to put it back in. And there you go. You've officially changed your brass transmission plate. If you liked this video and found it helpful, please consider subscribing. Also give it a like so I know what I'm doing is perfectly fine and okay for you guys. And if you want to see another part get installed, let me know. I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember to always grease your drive shafts, and I'll catch you in the next one.